President Trump says he will make a decision on U.S. involvement in the Israel-Iran conflict within the next 2 weeks, as both countries continue to fire missiles at each other. North Suburban Congressman Brad Schneider just returned from a trip to the Middle East with a congressional delegation, and he joins me now live. Congressman, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Why were you in the Middle East?
Well, this was a trip long planned. It was sponsored by the N7 Initiative, project supported by the Jeffrey Talpins Foundation and the Atlantic Council. And I'm chair of the Abraham Accords Caucus. This was an opportunity to go to the Abraham Accords countries, Bahrain, UAE, and Israel, as well as Saudi Arabia. The intention originally was to look for ways to deepen and strengthen the Accords and to try to see if there's ways to expand it. Obviously, that changed last Thursday when the day before we were scheduled to leave, Israel took action against Iran's nuclear programs.
Well, what were you able to accomplish?
Well, we still went. There was never any hesitation. We went to Saudi Arabia, then Bahrain, and finally the UAE. We met with political as well as business leaders in all those countries. And what we heard was consistent among all of them. First, they said that obviously, with the conflict in Iran, a nuclear-armed Iran is an existential threat to every Arab country in the Gulf, as well as Israel, the United States, and the world. And Iran can never have a nuclear weapon, but they also wanted to see de-escalation. And then on the flip side, there was a look to the future. All these countries are going through great reform. They're expanding, diversifying their economies, giving new opportunities to their people. And they know that Iran, in a blink of an eye, could destroy all that. That war is a threat to all of that. And so they want to keep that eye on the future. And we talked about the Abraham Accords being a pathway for a better future for all the people in the region.
Did this particular conflict surprise you?
Oh, that's a great question. On the one hand, not really. Iran, since the revolution in 1979, Iran has effectively declared war on Israel and the United States. All my life, I've heard the chants, death to Israel, death to America, coming from the Iranian regime. Iran had built a circle of fire around Israel, sponsored Hamas, and the attack on October 7th of 2023 is the primary sponsor for Hezbollah, as well as the Houthis. And Iran has been on a long march to try to develop a nuclear weapon, and was hell-bent on getting that technology and enriching the uranium. So eventually it was going to come to a head. Either Iran could decide through peaceful negotiation to abandon their ambitions, or the world, and it's not just Israel, the United States, the European Union, all the Arab states say Iran must never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
I know that you had your wife with you when you were there. Were you ever in any fear at all? And you never made it to Israel. Why?
We didn't. I wasn't in fear. We had plans to go to Israel. We had arranged originally we were supposed to fly into Tel Aviv on Wednesday. We had adjusted the plans to fly into Amman, Jordan, and drive into Israel. Unfortunately, because of the circumstances and the timing, we weren't able to get approval from the House committee that oversees travel. So we accepted their ruling and came home a couple days early.
What are your thoughts over the president waiting 2 weeks to make a decision whether he will join this conflict or not, or I should say whether America will join this conflict or not? And what are your thoughts on whether America should or not join this conflict?
Sure, I have a lot of thoughts. First, the basic fundamental principle: the Constitution empowers only Congress to decide when the United States goes to war. Congress has to exert its authority, reclaim its authority. For decades, we've been ceding that authority to the executive branch, and I think we need to reclaim it back. Ultimately, the best way to end Iran's nuclear program is at the negotiating table. The Iranians recognizing they'll never be allowed to have a nuclear weapon, agreeing to pull back, to change course, to get back into compliance with the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, to move all of their enriched uranium out of the country, and to end their enrichment programs. Short of that, we can't allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. So I haven't had a chance to see the classified information that we need to see to understand exactly what's happening in Iran and on the ground. But our job, it's Congress, one of the biggest decisions Congress will ever make is when to go to war. Yeah. We need to have all the information and make that decision with full deliberations.
Congressman Brad Schneider, thank you so much. Glad you got back
safely.
Thank you.